one of the most talented boxers flying under the radar right now is returning to the ring this weekend in Frank Martin. He's going to be facing off against Artem Harutyunyan, I'm pretty sure.
Good
That
job.
honestly, like that flowed right there. I'm gonna take it, guys. But Frank Martin back in the ring. And before we get into that, though, we are all takes no whiffs. I'm Christian. That's Alex. And as I said, Frank Martin is flying under the radar. I feel like there's a few people ducking him in the lightweight division, and Frank Martin's just trying to make his way up. Really highly touted prospect, if you ask me. I don't even want to call him a prospect anymore. He's like skill wise, he's right there. He's super polished, and his name has been mentioned in some conversations already with some big fighters. But this guy's not a big fighter that he's matching up with. This is Artem Harutyunyan. Yeah, I'm gonna say it again because I think I killed it. But he's undefeated to his credit. 7 KOs, not a crazy percentage. But the thing is, Frank Martin, we know what Frank Martin is about. Southpaw, super slick, super polished, really solid power, if you ask me. Just all around really good.
Oh yeah, like you've been saying, this dude Frank Martin is flying under the radar, but this fight right here is definitely, I feel like, could be a lot better fight because Artem, he's not the best of opponents. He's not really ranked in too many of the rankings right now. He's ranked top 10 in the WBC, I think, and that's it. Frank Martin, he's top 10, top 7, I'm pretty sure, in every single one. So, and he's also coming off a pretty dominant victory against Michael Rivera, who everyone was very high on too. So this is just another kind of prospect little bout right here, and I think Frank Martin honestly is just he's gonna style on him, and it's gonna be a pretty easy win, to be honest.
Oh yeah, there's a reason why Errol Spence took him under his wing because he saw what's up with Frank. Frank is. I'm not gonna say he's the future right away with how many names are that he's gonna have to get through, but
There's a lot.
my thing is with Frank is like I think it's easy to see he's kind of got that dog in him. Not to get corny, but like he likes
Mm-hmm.
to get into deep waters and challenge himself and also push his opponent. So
I feel like
um,
that's when he's at his best, to be honest.
mhm. I feel like I almost get like an old school kind of vibe from Frank Martin, like just from his approach with the fights, but at the same time, new school with his style because it is really creative but polished at the same time. I'm a fan of Frank Martin for sure, and I'm sorry Artem, but I don't think he's gonna hold a candle to Frank.
Oh yeah, not at all. But let's go ahead and get into our predictions, Christian. How do you think Frank Martin's gonna win this fight?
Honestly, I think he's gonna get a stoppage in this fight. I don't think that's really gonna be his approach. I think he's gonna have a clean like boxing approach, and box really clean. But I don't think Artem is the caliber of fighter that could actually hang 12 rounds with Frank Martin, regardless of Frank Martin's approach. I just think it's a point like it's probably gonna be a corner stoppage, like his corner just giving it up or something like that. But 12 rounds of sustaining a boxing lesson from Frank Martin. I don't really see that for Artem. So I'm gonna guess a round 7 stoppage. But not I don't think it's Frank knocking him out, but it could be.
Yeah, to be honest, I just don't think this guy kind of belongs in the ring with him. I mean,
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
could be missing out something, so I actually think that this fight might get done pretty early. I'm thinking a round 5 stoppage, but I kind of see what you're saying. I mean, seventh round is just 2 rounds after, but I just think a fifth round stoppage is what's gonna happen, and Martin's just gonna want to get this done early.
Yeah, I could see that being the case too because this guy doesn't belong in the ring with Martin at the point that Martin is at. Maybe if this was Martin still on his rise, yeah, this could
Mm-hmm.
be something. But no, Martin's been in conversations with like some big names, but at the same time, I do want to see Martin take that step before he gets to those big names, and this isn't that step. So, yeah, I guess we could look forward to seeing Frank Martin in the ring, but not in an ideal situation. But it's all good because he's got a bright future ahead of him.
He's got a super bright future ahead of him, and we'll be covering him too. So if you want, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, go ahead and hit that like button too if you enjoyed this video, because we appreciate all the support in any way possible.
Oh, without a doubt, and I'm sure Frank Martin would appreciate the support if you guys tune in and watch him this weekend because that's definitely a guy that's you got to tune in for the
It's
future
not gonna be
because
on Showtime if you don't know.
yeah, Showtime and it's for free. This ain't no pay-per-view, luckily. So tune into that.
I'm glad it's not.
Yeah, imagine $70 for this or something.
And undercard's pretty good though too.
It's
Nodino Donaire, he's trying to make his comeback after getting put out by Inoue, and Elvis
Yeah.
Rodriguez is trying to do
Victor
his thing
Postal.
too.
I think that's a solid name for Elvis at this point because
Mhm.
Elvis, he's had an interesting trajectory ever since he got dropped by Top Rank after losing to Kevin Sims Jr. That's the easiest last name, and I just botched that one. Cool. But Elvis, I think that's an interesting matchup for Elvis. I can't wait for that. Solid undercard, solid card in general for Showtime. Looking forward to that though. But until then, peace.
Peace.